Okay, Owen, I have been an Owen Wilson fan for a very long time, and this is hands down one of my favorite performances you've ever done. Like, knocked it out of the park, home run, grand slam. I'm already going to give you the Emmy, so congratulations, Owen.
Well, it's very nice to get the Emmy here today. And I just have to thank the great cast that I worked with and my director, Kate, and what a wonderful experience. I'm going to cherish this. Thank you.
Obviously, time is a central theme in this show. Are you a punctual person? Are you a late person? What is your relationship with time?
I wouldn't say that I'm super punctual, but I'm not someone who's really late. I think I'm about average. I definitely, I'm aware of that. I think it's a quote from Gandhi that being late is a form of terrorism, which is a pretty strong way to say it. But if you think about it, sort of saying that like, oh, your time isn't as important as my time, I do try to, be on time, but, if I'm not someone who shows up for a flight at the airport, 2 hours early, or ever an hour early, I like to cut it close.
You're one of those guys. I know those guys. You get on the plane last. I've seen that. I've seen it.
Well, I then think it's more exciting because then once you're in the seat, like, if you got on like 2 hours, it's like, oh, big deal. Of course you were going to make it. Whereas if I get on and it's like just with like 30 seconds to spare, I've already got a victory.
You're right. You're right. Obviously Loki has a lot of powers and he can shapeshift and do all things. But if Owen Wilson was going to shapeshift into a former co-star, who would that be and why, Owen? Who would you want to be for a day?
Well, before you said former co-star, I said Maradona. Somehow that popped into my mind, the soccer player. I watched a documentary on him recently and him winning the World Cup with Argentina, and then watching some of Ted Lasso's made me think of soccer. But a co-star, a shapeshift into, I've had some great co-stars. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Who would you like? Obviously, Loki can go back and relive time. If you were going to go back in time and be a spectator for a scene in your life, what scene would that be? Would you think? What would you want to look at as a spectator?
I think I would go back to probably just something just growing up, just with, my whole family kind of being together and, just the fun we had as a family. We were very lucky to have like a, great dad. And so probably just something us all together as a family.
What are your thoughts on Tom Hiddleston's impression of you? Because he's made a career of making an impression of you. What are your thoughts on that, Owen?
Did he do one today? I don't know. I know that he's done one of me. He never did one, during production, but maybe, he's such a polite guy. Maybe he was waiting for me to, put in my money into the jukebox and dial it up.
And, being part of the Marvel universe, it's shrouded in secrecy. What do you make of, the fandom of the Marvel universe and how people are so obsessed with it?
Well, I wasn't quite aware of just sort of the devotion when I first began. But unlike anything else I'd ever worked on, the sort of, even walking to set, the way that sort of try to keep it sort of hidden what your wardrobe was, really trying to sort of keep things secret, what the script and the story and even today, things that, be careful not to give away things. So I kind of like that they're so committed to trying to deliver for the fan base, kind of, seeing something fresh.
So what you're saying is your character dies? Is that what you're saying?
You read between the lines. Yes.
Thank you, Owen, so much. Love it. One of the best things you've ever done. I am obsessed with it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Andrew Dish Nation. Gugu, what do you think of my wave? What do you think of this?
So good.
Yeah. That's
So
what I
good.
thought.
Your hand looks kind of, it's doing that Zoom thing, you know, that Zoom background thing where it looks like your
I know.
hand
I've been in this blue box for like a year and a half, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But I've been taking a poll with the cast. I want to know your relationship with time. Are you punctual? Are you tardy? How does it work with you?
No, I'm punctual. Yeah, I'm punctual. I yeah. I mean, I'm sort of, yeah, I'm not a late person. I try, you know, I mean, I'm a late occasionally, but I don't like to be late.
Fair enough, because you know, time is an essential theme in this show. So if you see, yeah, exactly. I know it's in the afternoon here, so I'm getting a little loopy. But I want to know, you know, obviously Loki can shapeshift into people, whatever. If you could shapeshift into any former co-star, who would that be and why? If you could live in their body for a day or change into them for a day.
Oh my God. That's a tricky one. It would probably have to be like one of the characters from Beauty and the Beast, because, you know, in terms of the enchanted, you know, having played Plumette and, you know, with Ewan McGregor as Lumiere and all of those characters that were sort of animated, I think that would be really fun to be able to shapeshift into one of the animated characters, maybe Mrs. Potts or something.
I mean, what has Angela Lansbury got on you?
Right. And in our version, it was Emma Thompson, you know, and she's also just, you know, a queen. So, yay.
See, I thought you were going to go morning show. I thought you were going to throw out an Aniston or a Witherspoon over here, but you're going for a teapot. So
shape shift. I was like, I just thought, well, hang on, there's real potential here. I don't have to be a human. I can be,
right.
I can be something else. Yeah.
You just blew my mind. You're right. You're 100% right. You know, obviously in the show, people can travel through the different times, but if you were going to live through another moment in your life as a spectator and you could just watch and see it unfold, what would that be and why?
I don't know. I think I'd find that really weird. I don't know. I mean, I feel like as an actor, you end up sort of having to, if you watch your own stuff, you end up having to watch yourself anyway, you know, as a spectator. So I feel like we already kind of have to do it, you know, as part of our job. I don't know. I'd feel like I don't think I'd like that.
Okay. Fair enough. You're allowed to say that. Now, Loki is the god of mischief. Who are in your own life, what are you the god of, would you say?
Ooh, the god of tea drinking, maybe. The god of trampolining, which has been my new favorite form of exercise in the pandemic.
Hey, you're not falling off that trampoline?
No, it's a little one. I mean, grown-ups call it a rebounder, but I just prefer the word trampoline. It makes me feel like I'm 7.
Okay, so tea, trampoline, and give me one more.
Oh, God. The god of probably like bathing, because I do love, you know, like I do love a hot bath. I do love, you know, just a little home spa kind of meditation. So yeah, I'd be the goddess of those things.
Thank you, Gugu. I appreciate you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Hey. And Andrew, Dish Nation, what do you think of this wave? What do you think of my Vanna White wave? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, looks good to me.
All right. So, I mean, essentially, I'm not giving too many things away, but you're kind of a time cop on the show. You want to make sure the timeline stays what it is. So I want to know, in your real life, do you get pissed when people are late?
No.
Are you late? Tell me about this.
I'm always late. I'm always 10 to 15 minutes late. Always. I think it's rude to be on time. And that's problematic. No, I think it's very rude to be early. If I tell someone to come to my house for 7 and they turn up at 6:45, I am not ready. You come at 7:15.
But you're a time cop now, so now you've got to enforce time.
I don't know. I've always kind of been a little bit fluid with my time, much to many of my friends and my husband's dismay. But they get around it by telling me 15 minutes later than I should be there. And yeah, so yeah.
Now Loki has all kinds of powers, but one of the things he can do is shapeshift. And I want to know if you were going to shapeshift into a former co-star for one day, who would you want that to be and why?
Who would I shapeshift into? I would shapeshift into like the someone from the stunt crew. I think that's what I would do because I'm not brave enough to do any of that like scary jumping off things thing. No, that's not me. But I would do it in someone else's body.
Fair enough. Now I was thinking about this because you worked with Idris. Idris is also part of the Marvel universe. Now you're part of the Marvel universe. Is there like a 6 degrees of separation Marvel thing that I'm just learning about or I don't know about?
I don't know. What do you mean? Like,
well, like Idris was in the Marvel universe and now you're in the Marvel universe. So I feel like there's like multiple steps to other people in the universe because you're now in the world kind of thing.
I mean, I would love to know who the next person would be, but Marvel's never going to tell me. I'll find out when you all find out.
And then I wanted to know if you were going to go back in time, but be a spectator to a moment in your life. So you're going to watch something happen. What moment would that be?
What moment would it be? I would love to see my grandma and my granddad when they went against tradition and did their own thing. And I would love to see the community and how they reacted to them in that moment. They booked all trend and did an amazing thing. Yeah.
Final question. What did people do to try to get things from you out of this show? Like, were your friends like, can you give us a little kernel? What were people trying to do to get little tidbits?
My friends don't care. My friends are like, we'll see it when we see it. My family, my sister is a huge Marvel fan, but she doesn't want me to ruin anything. So like, yeah, my friends are like, no, we'll just see it when it's out. They don't want anything spoiled. I'm going to be the worst person to kind of explain it to them because I'll just ruin it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love the show. You're fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Guys.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, guys.